He didn't walk in loud. No flashy suit. No briefcase. Just dark jeans, a tailored button-up, clean sneakers, and a manila folder under his arm. Isaac Green had built his company from nothing. Tech logistics. Inventory software. The kind of thing that didn't make headlines, but kept warehouses running on time. The bank branch on Lenmore and 18th was supposed to be a formality. Wire transfer. Paperwork. A quick sit-down. His business account had just crossed $1.3 million. It was time to set up a premium line, possibly expand lines of credit, maybe even lease an office upstairs. He called ahead, booked the appointment. All he needed was a signature. But when he walked through the glass doors at 10:02 a.m., things went wrong before he said a word. The front desk glanced at him, blinked, then glanced again like she was trying to decide whether he was here for maintenance or a complaint. Isaac smiled, handed her his ID and appointment confirmation. She didn't smile back. "You can have a seat while we finish with our priority clients." He looked around. The waiting area was empty. "I had an appointment at 10, he said calmly. She didn't flinch. "Yes, please have a seat." Isaac sat. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. 3 walk-ins came through the door. One in a golf pullover and boat shoes. No appointment. Greeted by name. A woman with a binder full of receipts. Taken in within 5 minutes. A young guy with AirPods and no paperwork at all. Waved into the back like family. Isaac checked his watch. Then his phone. No missed calls. No updates. He approached the desk again. "Just checking. I'm still waiting on Ms. Adler?" The woman gave him the kind of smile that says, "You're annoying me." "She's with a client." "She was supposed to be with me." "I'll let her know you're still here." Isaac nodded, returned to his seat. At minute 42, a junior associate walked out from the back. Young, nervous, decent energy. He glanced at Isaac, then approached. "Hi, sorry, are you Mr. Green?" "Yes. I think I can help get your paperwork started if Ms. Adler's still tied up. Want to come with me?" Before Isaac could rise, a voice cut through the air like a piano, string snapping. "Jacob, not that one." Ms. Adler, early 50s. Stiff smile. Blonde bob. She stepped out from her office like a curtain call. "Mr. Green, I'll see you now." Her voice was syrup, but there was ice behind it. Isaac followed her into the glass-walled office. She didn't offer coffee, didn't ask how he was, just gestured to a seat and clicked her pen. "You're here to discuss a business wire, yes? And a premium upgrade for my account." She reviewed the document slowly, too slowly, as if expecting to find something wrong just by staring hard enough. Then she looked up. "You sure this is your account?" "Yes." "And you own the business in full?" "Yes." "And these are your funds?" "Is there an issue?" She smiled, the kind of smile people use before pressing a silent alarm. "It's just unusual." Isaac placed both hands calmly on the table. "What is?" "The volume. The activity. For this kind of business." "You mean a tech company?" There was no need to finish the sentence. They both knew what she meant. She stood. "I'm going to call in our security officer to verify a few things." "Excuse me." "You're not in trouble. It's just protocol when something feels irregular." He didn't move. Didn't flinch. "You're calling security because I brought you a folder of legal financials?" "We just want to be thorough. I'm sure you understand." Isaac stared at her. Then, very slowly, closed the folder. "You just made a choice you're going to remember." Her smile faltered for the first time. "I don't respond well to threats." "Good. That wasn't one." He stood, tucked the folder under his arm, walked out without another word. That evening, he didn't rage online, didn't post about it. Instead, he opened his laptop, logged into the shell company he'd registered 8 months earlier, and sent one short email to his partner. "We're buying the building. I want the paperwork moving by Monday." The building wasn't for sale, but everything has a number. Isaac had learned that early in his career, when he couldn't rent office space in his own zip code without co-signing through a white partner, when banks lost his loan applications until he showed up with legal representation, when his first 3 investors dropped out the day they met him in person. He'd spent a decade making himself harder to erase. Now he was done knocking on doors. He was buying the house. The LLC moved fast. It wasn't just Isaac. It was the people who owed him favors. Old clients. A real estate firm that ran silent acquisitions. A lawyer he'd once helped beat a payroll lawsuit. Within 6 weeks, the purchase was in motion. Within 8, it was finalized. The bank branch. Just one tenant of many. And under the terms of their lease, the new property owners had full legal rights to audit tenant operations, conduct compliance reviews, and, with sufficient cause, terminate tenancy. And Isaac had cause. It started with a quiet records request. Standard procedure. A routine compliance check requested by property management. Isaac didn't need names, just activity logs. Complaints. Staff turnover data. Customer escalation logs. Video access permissions. Everything came back clean. Too clean. Only 2 formal complaints filed in the last 5 years. No security reports. No customer incidents. On paper, it was perfect, which meant they were lying. So he dug deeper. The security guard, Thomas, was easy. Isaac approached him off-site, on neutral ground. Coffee shop. No badge. No cameras. Isaac paid for both drinks and just asked, "How long have you worked with her?" Thomas didn't pretend to misunderstand. 8 years. Too long. Isaac didn't blink. Just slid a manila envelope across the table. Inside, a letter of legal protection for whistleblowers under state labor law. "I'm not here to make noise. I'm here to clean house. But I need witnesses." Thomas took a slow sip. "She's been profiling people since I got hired. Doesn't log incidents with white clients. Flags every black man who doesn't show up in a suit. Once asked me to follow a teenage kid because he looked twitchy. He was literally waiting for his mom to finish a deposit." Isaac listened. Didn't nod. Didn't smirk. "Ever seen her falsify reports? She doesn't write them. She just lets stuff happen, then acts surprised. Would you testify if you didn't lose your job?" Thomas didn't answer. He just reached into his backpack and pulled out a flash drive. I copied lobby footage. No audio, but it's time-stamped. 3 years' worth. You'll see the pattern. Isaac spent the next 2 weeks watching 400 hours of silent racism. He watched a black nurse in scrubs be made to wait behind 2 walk-ins. He watched a delivery driver in uniform told to come back with an appointment, while a white contractor was let in early. He watched a black man, who looked just like him, being asked for ID 3 separate times during one visit. He watched Ms. Adler smile at white clients like she was auditioning for a commercial. He watched her glance at black clients like she was assessing risk. Every single time. He also pulled public complaints from an online consumer protection site. They're unfiltered and anonymous. It was all spelled out. Treated like a criminal for trying to cash a legit check. Manager rolled her eyes when I explained my business was registered in my mother's name. Refused service until I showed my LinkedIn profile. Different names. Same stories. Same bank. Same woman. At this point, Isaac didn't just have a case. He had a pattern of structural profiling tied directly to one person, and a chain of others who had either ignored it, protected it, or just quietly complied. And now, he owned their walls. The building changed hands quietly. No big signs. No renovations. No announcements. The new owners didn't show up in hard hats or suits. No press release. No ribbon cutting. They just updated the lease terms and sent a memo. Quarterly tenant audits now required. The bank didn't panic. They had nothing to hide. Or so they thought. Isaac scheduled the audit himself. He didn't go through lawyers. Didn't send a manager. He walked in. Alone. 9 a.m. sharp. Clipboard in hand. The front desk didn't recognize him. Not at first. They offered him coffee. Asked if he was there to inspect the elevators. He smiled. "I'm here to speak with Ms. Adler." The receptionist nodded and buzzed back. She came out 2 minutes later. Same bob cut. Same pearls. Still smiling the way people do when they think they're untouchable. Then she saw his face. And the smile cracked. "Oh." Isaac nodded. Calm, pleasant. Good to see you again. Are you with the audit team? No. I run it. Silence. He handed her an envelope. Inside are your termination documents, your severance package, and a signed letter of apology to me and to every client you've profiled in the last 10 years. She blinked, froze. This must be a misunderstanding. No, he said evenly. This is overdue. She didn't take the envelope. He placed it on the desk, took out a second envelope, smaller. This one contains a non-disclosure agreement. If you sign it and read the apology aloud to my team today, you'll leave with a clean reference. She shook her head. You can't do this. He looked at her flatly. I already have. She glanced toward the back office, but no one came to help her. Not this time. She leaned in. If this is about that day, you need to let it go. You can't blow up a woman's entire life over a misunderstanding. He didn't blink. You didn't just disrespect me. You disrespected who you thought I was, and used a badge to cover your bias. You made it policy. He stepped back. You'll have 15 minutes. You can read the apology and walk out with dignity. Or you can be escorted out, and the footage gets forwarded to every corporate client we share. She stared at him, waiting for mercy, for some flicker of doubt. There was none. 20 minutes later, she stood in the back room, reading from a printed page, voice shaking, to 3 internal auditors, 1 HR rep, 1 legal observer, and Isaac, arms folded, listening. I, Karen Adler, acknowledge that my treatment of certain clients over the years has not met the standards of equity, fairness, or professionalism. I recognize that my actions were not isolated, and that I participated in a culture of bias under the guise of discretion. I apologize to Mr. Isaac Green and every person who was dismissed, delayed, or humiliated based on appearance, not merit. She looked up. No one clapped. No one thanked her. Isaac gave a single nod. Your access card has already been deactivated. Leave your keys at the desk. She turned, walked out. For the first time, no one held the door for her. The building didn't erupt in applause. There was no viral video. But word spread. Inside. Quietly. And people felt it. A shift in air pressure. Staff that had stayed silent for years started asking HR for anti-bias training. A junior associate transferred to community outreach and started rebuilding trust. The security guard got promoted. And Isaac, he never moved into the building. He didn't need the office. He just wanted the rock gone. 6 months later, a new branch manager, black, female, hired based on Isaac's recommendation, reopened the doors under a new code of conduct. One line at the top of the employee manual read, if you have to look twice before offering service, you're not ready to represent this space. Isaac visited once, just to say hello. The front desk greeted him by name. No waiting, no questions, just respect.